Hello and welcome to another Raggy's Beers, Wines and Spirits homebrew video. Fucking dog. So I'm going to start this one. So it's a Magnum wine kit. Now these retail from anything from about 13 to about 18. Depends on delivery and that. I mean, some you have to trigger the free delivery to get it cheaper. But it's a 23 litre wine kit. And I'll tell you what, they're very decent. You will need 4 kilos of sugar, and this is the rosé version. So I've already sterilised my bucket there you go, and now we'll crack on, get the sugar in. 4 kilos of sugar. And I like using this wide one because you can stir it easier. Another one. That's 3 bags. Because obviously the big one was a double bag. So, see, some of the more expensive wine kits you don't need to add any sugar, you know. You just add water and jobs are good. But with this one you need to add, get my stirrer, like the wife says. I'm good at that. Hot water in. Like all these kits, you use about 2.5 litres of hot water. Not 2.5 fills of hot water on your kettle. Depending on how big your kettle is, obviously. What you don't want to do is kill the yeast off, which I have done before. I'm sure I have. Right. And you see, you order this online, the bucket, you order that, and within 3 weeks to a month, you've got a load of wine. So, first things first, you're going to start stirring. Because like you would with a cup of coffee, you want to stir and get rid of that sugar. But obviously, you don't put 4 kilos rather of sugar in your coffee. Now this is one of the most basic kits on the market, really. But to be fair enough, it actually does. They make a nice wine. The red wine, it makes like I would say a Echo Falls Blossom Hill entry level wine. The rosé wine does make a nice rosé wine, and the white wine comes in 2 flavours. You've got Pinot Grigio or medium dry. I did the Pinot Grigio last year, so I've done the medium dry this time. You get your usual standard yeast and nutrient. And you get finings and stabiliser. And if you've never done one of these before, instructions, which you really ought to look at, you know. So just give it a bit more of a stir while I'm waiting for the kettle to boil. And basically it's made like a nice syrup. Let me grab this without turning the camcorder off. There you go. That's it. Makes a nice like a syrup. There we go. Right. So yeah, and what they also make in this brand is, like I said, medium dry white, medium dry red, Pinot Grigio, apple cider, pear cider, elderflower cider, and strawberry cider. I've only done the strawberry cider, and I'm not joking. That stuff battered me. I brewed it, bottled into litre bottles, and it slaughtered me. In fact, it was that bad. 2 nights of me being battered, the wife says to me, get rid of that, you're not bloody drinking that. And I had to give loads to the neighbour who loved it. I bet they did. So if you're going to drink, be a bit slyer about it. it is a pain waiting for the kettle to boil. That's why I boiled one off air. Yeah. It's like waiting for the kettle to boil is awful, isn't it? So I try and get this done in 15 minutes. I'm at the 5-minute 30-second mark at the moment. And then on the last kettle, I'll fill it half full. And that means that, and my kettle holds about 2 litres. So basically about 5 litres of red hot water. And mainly just to get that, it's just to get this sugar rid of. Because we don't want, but the first 2 fills are to get the sugar. The last half full is to clean the can out so you get as much of that syrupy concentrate stuff as you can. Because obviously that's what makes your wine, you know. So you need it to be bang on. Now, I need a faster boiling kettle. And then like I'm up it, I've got to walk to the shed with this now because it's not coming in the kitchen. You don't want it in the kitchen. But with the weather getting warmer, the shed's a good place now. So that one's in there. Let me just half fill it again. Here we go, that's half full. Now that's going to be used to wash out that tin. Right, back on the stirring. And now there's no, you know, when you stir it like you would with a cup of coffee, you can't feel any grains or sugar in the bottom, and it's not as gloopy as it was now. It's not a syrup, it's more like just slightly coloured water. And now I can add this fella. And as you can see there, there's still some left and there's like a film. Obviously on some beers it'd be a lot thicker. And again, stir. Like I say, a very easy kit to get on with. So, now while I'm waiting, because I can now start filling cold water. The sugar's all gone. I've put the mixture in. I'm using the other half of the kettle to clean out the tin. So now I start filling with cold water. It says 23 litres, but I always fill it to 24. Why? Because I want 23 litres of juice. I don't want to fill it to 23 and only get 22 and a half or 22. You can increase the sugar a little bit if you really wanted to, just to offset that extra litre. What we at? 9 minutes. Obviously everything was washed out, sterilised, you know, it's in this day and age with the recent corona stuff. But it's always been imperative to be as clean as you can with home brewing. You don't want anything, you know, getting in there and spoiling your brew. So I'm already up to 16 litres. Kettle's nearly finished. I'm going to break my record this way. 22. I'm just going to put that water there. Now they're at the kettle. Fill this up with the water from the kettle. Now, here's the thing. When you fill it up with the water from the kettle, get a good stir round. Try and get, without spilling it anywhere, as much of that wine juice solution, whatever you want to call it, off the inner. Now, here's the key thing. That tin's going to be bloody hot, so use some mittens. Now, as you can see, that is crystal clear in there, clean, and that's what it wants to be looking like. So, just get it filled up to 24. Yep, so there we have it. 24 litres. There's what it looks like. Doesn't look very appetising at the minute, got to be honest. Now, it's time for the yeast to go in. So if I put my stabiliser and my finings out of the way, we've not been needing them for a while. And there's the yeast. So either use your teeth, or if you've got a pair of scissors handy, a pair of scissors is better than using your teeth. Pour this over the top. Now, I'm just checking the side just to make sure it's not too hot, and it's not. But if you want to be, you know, follow the instructions, if you want to be really spot on, then make sure you use a thermometer, just dip it and make sure it's not above 23. I think it's 23 degrees. I know from experience that's alright. He says. Sprinkle on the top. And I'm not going to stir it because, to be fair, I'm walking down the shed with it. It's going to get enough stir. So, there we go. That's what it looks like. And I would expect by tomorrow to start hearing some bubbles. Some blub, blub, blub. So, lid on, a nice seal. Quickly make sure there's some water in there. Yep. And there we have it. Magnum's medium dry rosé. That now will probably take anything up to two weeks to 3 weeks to brew. Could be shorter, depends on how warm it gets. And that's it. Right. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Cheers.